Hey there, guys. It's Jeremiah with Blueberry Blend Farms, and I want to talk about before I harvest these meat birds. I just kind of want to give I guess, an opinion on what's better, the Cornish Cross or the Freedom Rangers. This is my second year of raising chickens. It'll be my first year to butcher my own chickens. Last year, I had taken them in to have them processed. Last year I did 6 Cornish cross chickens. They weighed an average of between, I'd say about 8 pound average. They were about 7, 8, and 9 pounders in that batch. So big birds. We done ate them months ago. They were great. Gave I think one or two away to friends. So they were really good birds. Tasty, really, a lot of that has to do with how you cook it, but they were very juicy. They weren't very tough, at all. They were great tasting birds. Um, but even then, last year, there were some things we didn't really like about the Cornish that we were kind of hoping to get away from. And one issue that we see with Cornish cross is that they're very, how do I say, lazy. They don't like to forage nearly as much as, let's say, for instance, these Freedom Rangers. And they're kind of, how'd you say, not so smart in the terms of getting out of the weather and, overcoming obstacles. Like you see the doorway there, right there. It had a hard time jumping over that this year. Anyways, back to last year, we kind of noticed that they were kind of a dirty bird. They don't really clean themselves. They don't forage much. They're lazy, and they eat a considerable amount of feed. Um, these this year we got originally purchased 18 Cornish cross. We were like, let's do it again. And right off the bat, I lost the chick barely. Maybe the second day we had the birds, and and I was like, okay, well, I need to go replace that because I we're doing 6 for myself, and the rest are going to a couple different friends. So I have to make sure that we had enough birds to fulfill their orders, and so anyways, so when I went to the garden supply store, and they only had the Freedom Rangers, and I was like, well, that's okay. Let's try a run of a couple of these Freedom Rangers. And so one of the advantages I see with these Freedom Rangers is that they're smarter, they forage more, and they don't go ape shit crazy over feeding time. That's one thing that's really difficult with Cornish. Is that when you go to feed them, you got to keep them on a 12-hour feed schedule. And when it's feeding time, they mass up to the feed dish and will run all over each other. So certain things that we could do to make that better is probably have more feed dishes, as well as yeah, just maybe make it a little bit more accessible to them getting out of their coop. But overall, I mean, when you have these other ones that can jump, fly, do their little glide, fly thing, they're much smarter. They don't stand in the rain. That was another problem. Is we think we lost a bird because he got sick. Instead of going into this shelter, he just stayed outside in the rain all night. So I had to, when I lost him, I was like, all right, we got to fix this. So after that, we would start putting we had to put the feed dish inside because they'll go where that feed dish is, wherever it's at. So put the feed dish inside, even if it's empty at the end of the 12-hour cycle. They'll be next to that feed dish as much as possible. So at night, they'll come into their coop. Otherwise, if you leave it outside, they'll sit out there in the rain. They don't care. They're just, and anyways, the one got sick. He didn't make it. And then I lost one other one. First 2 weeks into it, what I think happened is they got a little chilly. They huddled together and suffocated the one out. But yeah, 3 Cornish cross I lost this year, and I haven't lost one of the Freedom Rangers. And you know, some things that I could probably do better. But I need a hardier bird, and I think that the Freedom Ranger does have that. So I'm gonna give so far before I harvest, which I'm gonna harvest in a couple days. So before I harvest the birds, right now I'm gonna have to say that Freedom Rangers are in the lead, even if I know they're smaller birds. I can tell they're probably a pound or two less than the Cornish cross. Um, what it's really going to boil down to in the next segment is the flavor, you know, how butchering goes. But yeah, I bet you 10 to 1 that they're going to be a lot easier to butcher and clean and process because they're not, like I said, they clean themselves. Cornish cross, they just lay in poop, they don't care. They're just, anyways. So that's my brief update, or well, not an update, I guess. That's just my opinion on the difference between Cornish cross and Freedom Rangers. Um, Pre-harvest, of course. So yeah, stay subscribed to this channel, and I will update a new video here soon. Well, I'll add a new video to the channel soon about, you know, what it's like after processing, what they taste like. But yeah, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell next to it, and then you'll get an update as soon as new videos uploaded. So thanks for tuning in, guys.